Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got something pretty interesting to go over because an alleged insider has come out with a bunch of new details about the upcoming game Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, just because this person claims that they are an insider does not mean that this is confirmed in any way, shape or form, so still take it with a grain of salt. It's more of a rumor at the moment, but if you are excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really does help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on what this insider is saying. Do you believe them or are you not having any of it? And make sure to subscribe if you're brand new. We do daily Pokemon content on this channel. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this is the thread that we are going to be going over today. The insider is Samus Hunter, who again has an interesting track record. Yes, she has got some things right in the past, but also she was one of the people that was saying we were definitely getting a Pokemon Presents and all this and that, which obviously didn't turn out to be true. So I guess it's up to you to make your mind on whether you believe her or not, but we're going to be going over it today. Link will be in the description down below. There's a lot to cover. As you can see, she was responding, to be fair, to a lot of people's questions and stuff. So yeah, we're just going to take a look at it today and see what she has to say. So she starts off the thread by saying, I received a few details for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I talked about the inspirations for the title development, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it's somewhere in between Breath of the Wild's exploration set in areas that are somewhat reminiscent of Xenoblade's open world wilderness style. So there she's basically saying that the game is going to be a mixture of Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade. Now of course when we first saw Legends of Arceus, it was like, alright, this is Breath of the Wild with Pokemon, but apparently it's got some kind of Xenoblade factors in the game as well. So she says, what I mean by that, some may expect Legends to be a game with a similar scope to Breath of the Wild. In fact, it is better to lower expectations. The map will be large, but exploration will mainly be driven more for the search of rare Pokemon. Now, of course, we know that one of the main features of Pokemon Legends Arceus, well, not necessarily features, but one of the main things you have to do is to go out and find rare Pokemon because you're creating one of the first Pokedexes, so that obviously makes sense. I don't know how many people have played Xenoblade 1 or 2, I haven't played it, but I would compare them as a style to, I'm probably going to get these names wrong, I've not played Xenoblade, Bionis, Leg or Gormet, large wilderness areas with some points of interest and only a few villages. Also, compared to the Xenoblade titles, the story will not be on the same levels. So she's basically saying there's going to be a large wilderness area with like points of interest and only a few villages, so again, sounds kind of what we were expecting really. The title will be ambitious for the developers, but its experimental nature may disappoint those who have too high expectations. On balance, we are talking about a game whose main objective is exploration to complete the Pokédex and discover the origin of some myths of the region. There are also some gameplay aspects that I found interesting, not only at the level of exploration with the many Pokemon that allow you to traverse the world, but also as game mechanics such as the presence of ranch and Pokemon as Pokemon deposit. You can always bring with you 6 Pokemon, so you will need to organize the team and items before leaving the village to explore. So I guess that kind of means the village that obviously we saw in the reveal trailer is kind of like your hub, and you kind of do all your Pokemon switching there and then, but once you leave the village, you can't kind of like switch what you have and you can't like change items and stuff, I'm guessing is what she's kind of talking about from there. In fact, even in the wild, you will not always be able to buy tools. At most, you can find some berries or merchants. I also use Xenoblade as an example because of the boss enemies that will be found on the map, which can also attack the player. The game environment will not always be peaceful. So, just kind of reading this, to be fair, she hasn't really said anything new. All she's kind of talked about are the leaks, really. Like, we know that there's kind of going to be like boss kind of Pokemon because we saw that on the leak. We know there's going to be Pokemon that you can traverse with because we saw that on the leak and stuff like that. Like, she's not really got into a lot of detail, really. From some of the replies and stuff, a lot of people are saying that this is kind of just a safe post, not really in the way that it gives us too much information, but it's just safe because she's kind of just going over stuff we already know. But apparently the things that she goes onto in the replies and stuff have a lot more detail about the games. So this person says, will there be a different forms of Pokemon like the rumored ancient forms or brand new Pokemon instead? I hear of some new species, but I don't know if they are new forms, Pokemon, or both. But I have some suspicions that we will see at least one new Pokemon. Again, that's just a safe guess. Like with Pokemon Legends Arceus, it's a brand new game. You expect to see a new Pokemon. Obviously, it's different if it's a remake like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but with a completely new kind of format of Pokemon game, you'd expect to see a couple new forms and stuff. Anyway, this person says, thanks for all this information. By any chance, you know if the terrain is more than just a grassy field? Like, I would assume there are snowy and swamp areas, but does it get more diverse than that? Does it lean more towards the environment of the wild area or crown tundra? There won't be as much variety, mainly the areas you described with some variation like with forests, lakes, and rivers. There should also be a sandy area in addition to the coasts. Then this person says, there really won't be any trainer battles in this game, huh? Will be kind of a deal breaker. There are, but they won't be common, more related to the story. I don't really think it's one of those games that it's going to focus loads on trainer battles and stuff. I think it's going to be more so the boss battles and just kind of collecting Pokemon and just kind of doing quests and stuff like that. Next up, we have this. This is cool to hear. I'd rather than make it more like Xenoblade than Breath of the Wild, so it keeps some linearity. So are the worlds more like giant connected zones rather than one huge map like Breath of the Wild? Also, I really hope that there's more to do story-wise than just capturing Pokemon. The map will still be mainly just one, with uploads reduced to a minimum. It won't be linear like the two Xenoblade releases on Switch. It will be more like X in that sense. Yes, there will be a story, but it will not be too present, as in recent Pokemon games will be less driven. That makes a lot of sense, thank you. I hope they add quests in similar to Xenoblade as well, thanks again. Yes, there are some side quests. Side quests, I mean, it's a single player game. It needs something like side quests or something like that. There's no online. So to keep the game, I don't know, people playing it and stuff, it's going to need like a bunch of side quests and stuff to do. Didn't Monolith help with this? No. Will it be turn-based or action-based? As they described it to me, it will inherit the base of Let's Go. Reduced move pools and no skills. By skills, I'm pretty sure they mean ability. Yeah, because they can't say abilities. So, again, that's not really a surprise. On the website, we saw the star Pokemon, Rowlet, Cyndaquil, Oshawott. They didn't have abilities, so that's not too surprising. A lot of people thought that might be because we have to kind of discover their abilities when we're creating the Pokedex, but we'll have to wait and see. But it will receive several changes related to the player and the link with the Pokemon, so it will have elements that will make it more dynamic for the player. So basically what she's saying there is going to be very... kind of just the competitiveness is going to be very minuscule like it was in Let's Go. You know, there's no abilities, no items and stuff. Let's Go was just very much a basic kind of a game. It was basically what it was like when Yellow and stuff came out. Hey there's one thing I have been wondering about. Will Legends Arcues be compatible with Pokemon Home? I imagine it likely will be for the DP remakes and hopefully for Pokemon possible classic Pokemon port releases in the future. Thank you for sharing details with us. Yes, it's in their plan to make the game compatible with Home. Do you know if we'll be able to go into the Distortion world? In Legends, I doubt, but there are still aspects of both games that I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Like, we know that the Distortion world is in Legends Arceus because we saw it on one of the leaks. So that'll be an interesting find out. Can I maybe ask if you can interact with your Pokemon more than you did back in the day, like in Sword and Shield? I really want a game where it really feels like you're on a journey with your Pokemon. From some of the things I've read, yes. Again, it's not really giving us like loads of new information. She's kind of just saying like yes to more interactions. Like, it's very, very vague. We don't really know what that means. And this person says, idea of the game lifespan. The engine is still the same as the other Game Freak games on the Switch. Okay, but do you have any information about the game lifespan? At the moment, I do not have any information about DLC. Indeed, from some information, it seems like after a few weeks from the launch, they will abandon the marketing of the game. Again, doesn't really give us anything new. And I think that's pretty much everything apart from one more at the bottom. So will most major Pokemon Platinum features make it into BDSP? Things like the Battle Frontier, the Distortion World, Looker, Sharon, the Platinum Dex, things like the ability to catch / shiny hunt mythical Pokemon such as Darkrai, Shaman, and Manaphy. Right now, I haven't received material regarding the mythical / event Pokemon that were available in the past. There will be some features or scenarios introduced with Platinum, so I think the Distortion World will return, but I'll try to look into it more further in that regard. Do you know anything regarding the battle frontier? It's fine if you don't, but just curious if you have any inside information on that. Unfortunately, at the moment, I do not know anything about that. So, I don't know, like reading that, it feels like there was a lot of information there, but at the same time, we didn't really get anything new. Like, she answered a lot of questions, but it was kind of very vague. And I feel like she missed out on some of the important questions that, I don't know, that we kind of want the answer to and stuff. Like, people were asking about presents and stuff and everything like that, and there was no responses to that. So again, take this what you will. I mean, I like to, I don't really know. So, like Helios obviously like 100% an insider, we know that just from the past. Samus Hunter, again, very hit and miss. Like, again, she's got things right in the past, she's also got things wrong in the past. It is what it is. You kind of have to make your own decision about it. I personally don't really think there's anything new here. It's very much just kind of relaying what we already know with a couple of, I think it's worded in a way that makes it sound new. I don't really know. I don't really want to step on anybody's toes here, but personally, I don't think there's anything like huge in this massive Twitter thread. But like I say, there's a bunch of comments and stuff in there. I will link it in the description down below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment. What are your thoughts on the thread? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I have just dropped a new Legends Arcues video on the second channel. Someone's made a GBA ROM hack of it, so if you want to go check that out, it's a really cool ROM hack. I will leave it in the top comment in the description, well, in the comment section. So make sure to check that out if you'd like. Subscribe if you're brand new. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, peace.